Few figures have embodied both the glory and downfall of their nation, quite like Paul von Hindenburg. A revered military leader turned reluctant statesman, he ascended from a disciplined soldier to a man whose final act in power altered the course of world history. Lauded as a war hero, later seen as the guardian of a fragile republic, he ultimately became the gatekeeper to an era he neither foresaw nor desired. His name remains etched in the story of Germany, a nation caught between tradition and upheaval. Born in 1847 in Posen, then part of the Kingdom of Prussia, he entered the world of rigid hierarchy and unshakable discipline. His family belonged to the Prussian aristocracy, a class defined by its devotion to military service. As was customary for sons of such lineage, he was sent to a cadet school at the age of 11, where obedience and duty became the pillars of his upbringing. Among his instructors were veterans of Prussia's wars of unification, men who instilled in him the belief that war was not only an art, but a sacred responsibility. By the time he turned 23, the lessons of the classroom gave way to the brutal reality of the battlefield. In 1870, Germany's newly unified forces clashed with France in a war that would reshape Europe. Hindenburg, a young lieutenant, fought at the decisive Battle of Sedan, where the Prussian war machine crushed the French army and sealed the fate of Napoleon. The third victory confirmed what he had been taught since childhood. Prussia's military prowess was unmatched, and its destiny was to lead the German Empire. For the next 4 decades, he continued his rise through the ranks, earning a reputation as a disciplined and capable officer. Though never a household name, he commanded respect within the military for his steadfast nature and methodical approach to warfare. He served in various postings across Germany, training soldiers and studying the evolving strategies of modern combat. By 1911, after nearly half a century of service, he retired as a general, expecting to spend his remaining years in quiet obscurity. Fate, however, had other plans. In 1914, the First World War erupted, engulfing Europe in a conflict unlike any before it. Russia, pressing Germany's eastern border, threatened to overwhelm its defences. Desperate for seasoned leadership, the military high command called Hindenburg out of retirement. Now 66, he returned to active duty, paired with a brilliant strategist named Erich Ludendorff. Their first test came at the Battle of Tannenberg, where they faced a numerically superior Russian force. In a stunning display of manoeuvre and deception, they annihilated an entire Russian army, capturing tens of thousands of prisoners. Overnight, Hindenburg became a national icon. His stoic presence reassured a nation at war, and by 1916, he had been elevated to Chief of the General Staff, effectively controlling Germany's war effort. Alongside Ludendorff, he transformed the conflict into one of total mobilization, directing the economy and military strategy with ruthless efficiency. But even the finest generals could not turn back the inevitable. By 1918, Germany teetered on the brink of defeat. The empire collapsed, the Kaiser abdicated, and the Weimar Republic took its place. Hindenburg, unwilling to take part in the messy politics of the new democratic system, stepped away. He faded into retirement once more, only to be summoned back by a nation searching for stability. In 1925, at the age of 77, he was elected President of Germany. Though personally loyal to the old monarchy, he accepted the role, believing it his duty to uphold order. For much of his presidency, he acted as a stabilizing force, lending his authority to a government many Germans viewed as weak. But as economic hardship deepened, radical factions grew bolder. By the early 1930s, political extremism threatened to tear Germany apart. Hindenburg, aging and weary, found himself besieged by advisors urging him to make a fateful decision, appointing Adolf Hitler as chancellor. Whether out of miscalculation, exhaustion or pressure, he relented in 1933, believing he could control the radical leader. That single act reshaped the course of history. Paul von Hindenburg passed away on August 2nd, 1934. With his death, the last vestiges of the old order disappeared, and the forces he had unleashed took full control of Germany's destiny.